Hey guys, so I have Jada here with me today because I've been wanting to do this video for quite a few days. I've been mulling it over in my brain and I didn't know how I wanted to do it. I was like, I'm gonna do voiceovers and just do like some cutaways and then it'll be more like a documentary. And then I told...
Which I like.
You like the documentary style too? Mm-hmm. But when I spoke with Jada, Jada says, Mom, just let's sit down and talk about Grandma. Welcome to the Bear Pantry Show. If you're looking for authentic Belizean recipes, then you're in the right place. My name is Barbara and this is Cooking Made Simple. So a lot of you may be new to my channel, Facebook and YouTube, and you don't know anything about my mom except that you see her in the opening and you see the RIP. So that tells you everything you need to know, right? Well, today, June the 7th, 2020 makes 4 years since Mommy transitioned. I'm going to be saying the words kind of weird instead of D-E-A-D or D-I-E-D or whatever because I don't want YouTube to demonetize this video. So Jada was only 20. My grandmother, which is my mom's mom, transitioned when I was 20 and the same thing happened to Jada. I'm like, oh, history's kind of repeating itself. So,
Let's see.
No, I'm going to be here till I'm 109, okay? Now, Jada, what do you want the people to know about Grandma?
Grandma, wow.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was. She was fiercely loyal to the things and the people that she loved. All right. So if she belonged to one political party, like in Belize, she was UDP. She was like loyal to that to the core. Okay. Everybody knew Miss Rose up in these different committee meetings and stuff like that. And she was, you know, faithful to people who unfortunately weren't even faithful to her. Word. She was artistically inclined. Remember she told us the story when she was in school, in high school. She would have all the exercise books, those are the little notebooks that they use in Belize, piled up on her lap like 50 tall, and she would be drawing the map of Belize, the map of America, the map of everywhere, whatever the geography subject was and whatever they had to draw. The kids couldn't draw, so they would pay her like 2 cents to draw, and she would draw everything hand in hand, so she could draw. That's where Joshua got that from. She could draw. She could crochet like anybody else. Oh my God! Like, well, did I say it wrong? No, she could crochet like no one else.
She's really good with her. She's very artistic with her hands.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Good.
Yeah.
She could. I don't think she knitted.
I loved her hands. Because her hands kind of remind me of mine. Because everybody says I have like dainty raccoon hands.
A raccoon is dainty?
Yeah, these are their little hands are all flat and they look like they're pretty. But yeah, her hands are always just super soft.
And what you're seeing floating by as Jada talks is some of the stuff that she crocheted just before. Before she got sick for the second time. So let me tell you a little bit about, well, let's go back into her artistic things first. I don't want to get sidetracked. She could sew. Oh my God. She sewed my sister's wedding dress. I don't have that to show, of course. I can only show the stuff she sewed for me. Oh, try to say that fast. Show the stuff she sewed for me.
Show the stuff that she sewed for me.
Oh, you go, girl.
Thank you, all the singing I have to do.
Oh my goodness, all this beautiful attire. I'm never, ever going to get rid of this stuff. I don't care if I get fat like a blimp. I'm going to diet myself back into these outfits. This green one right here that I'm showing you, I saw Susan Lucci. She used to be on All My Children. I never watched that soap opera, but I saw her wear this on one of the scenes, and I say, Mom, can you make that for me? And she made it for me. I was like, yeah. She could go in the store and see something somebody crocheted and just kind of look at the stitch and come back and make the thing. So she sewed without patterns. Later when she came to America, she learned to sew with pattern, so she could sew with or without, and she was awesome at crocheting. So she loved to throw parties. She was always the life of the party. She was always the loudest one telling the stories. That's what she was good at, right?
Everybody. She's in the middle of the table. Everybody listen to her story. Always exaggerating. A few curse words.
Now, I want to cut away right here to listen to her tell you guys a little snippet of a story. Start when United again, Mums.
Way over?
You kind of know when it stopped. You just stopped just now. I just said something on white. Okay, so you went to United and to change your ticket.
Big time. I want to change to ticket, kind of feeling good. I said, Doctor, give me a printout. The young man said, well, it cost you $200 US each. They kind of 2 away each. I said, don't tell me about no US. Me that I believe you got no US money with me. So, and I think 1 hour 45 minutes. Server, blackout every minute. Server, they don't server there. Anyway, finally, guess what I tell her? If I'm going to say so for the so long, you know. Anyway, I say, young man, I say, you can't move me from seat 30 and put me up a little bit more. No, miss, because they cost $65 each. I said, okay. When I get back, that says I want to talk about Uno on Facebook. Watch me now. Not even know how to put on the computer. What I mean, I make my data do.
Me and my followers, huh?
And the followers. So, anyway, when the young man done, he said, what I can do for you, I didn't charge you. I moved you up and I didn't charge you the $65. I said, thank you very much. I said, but I'm still going to talk about Uno.
Okay, so that was in 2015, I believe, when the big C, not the C that's going around now, but the other big C had come back on her, and she was fighting tooth and nail. She had to come back from Belize. She had to rush back from Belize, and they were like trying to, screw her over on the ticket, want to charge her all type of fees, and then they gave her the discount, and then she still said, I'm still going to put it on Facebook. The woman did not know how to use the internet for nothing, okay? Did not know how to touch a computer. But she knew everything that was going on Facebook.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm going to tell my daughter. She thought I was big time. How many subscribers I had? Like 18,000 at the time. It wasn't a whole lot, but she's like, I'm going to tell my daughter so she could put it out there. I'm going to talk about you guys. So, anyways, as you can tell from what we've said already, that she had the big C, was uterine. And when it came down, it presented itself with ascites or ascites, like what people will get when they have liver issues. So it's a lot of water filling that area. She had to rush back from Belize that first time in 2012. They drained her. They tested it. They found out that they had the cells in there. They didn't know which one it was, but they knew that it was a female one. And so they had to do chemo first for 6 months. And she did it every 21 days. I went with her to those sessions. And let me tell you, she was the life of the party there at the place. The nurses loved her. The other patients loved her. She sat there and she crocheted. She had stopped crocheting when she got sick because she got really depressed. But she crocheted like 100 of the little beanies and stuff to hand out to the patients right there.
Yeah, she did. I forgot
Yeah, that kept her entertained. And I would cook food and take it for all the nurses. And it was like a party time that when we tried to give it joy. We tried to find a silver lining in the black cloud and give it some joy. But that stuff makes you sick. So she would go home and the next day, go through all the sickness for 2 weeks, whatever. And then she was right back there again. But every time she went back, she got good numbers.
Yeah.
The first time around that the thing came. And by the end of it, they gave her a hysterectomy because they figured they traced it back to the uterus. And then she got better for 3 years. She got better for 3 years. We went to Belize in 2013 without her because she had been battling in 2012. By the time our trip rolled along, she wasn't ready to go yet. So we went without her in 2013. And I really wish that she could go with us on that trip, but she just couldn't at the time. She was better, but it was just not the appropriate time. So she was well 2013, 14, and almost all of 15, like around May 2015 thereabouts, I guess, was when it came back on her. She fought again, and they were going by numbers. They have markers that for a healthy woman you have to be on the 35 for the CA125 marker. And when that thing came back on her, it was 632, I believe. I have a picture to show you guys, and then I showed in the picture how it came down, and then finally it came to 12. Oh my God, I cried that day in 2015. I was like, yes, she's back. Mom won again. Yes, 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 yes. So in between those times, I don't remember the years that this happened, but we threw some big fundraising type thing for the children of Belize. Every time she went to Belize, she would throw a party for the old people or for the children. She would, go back and forth with which one she did. And she threw this big party, two different parties for the kids. One was at Christmas time, and I think one was at the 10th of September time. As usual, she trying to milk that.
It was Halloween. Didn't she do a Halloween one?
No, because it was a clown. You thought it was Halloween. She couldn't get Santa.
No, because I thought I remembered watching kids being all dressed up, no?
I don't know, because they were marching and they were playing 10 songs.
She did a lot of things.
That must have been another one. That must have been another one. I only have footage of two.
I remember because I was like, Grandma, how you going to throw them a Halloween thing, but you tell Mom I can't go out and trick or treat?
And what she would do when she had her parties in Belize for the children, because most of those children don't get invited out places, she would make invitations and have them hand delivered. Here, here. You come to this big party, and they would come.
That's where I got it.
Yeah, she would try to have Santa Claus. If she couldn't have Santa Claus, she'd have a clown. She would have a DJ.
All right, yes, Mr. Put your hands together for Mr. Rosalie and Mr. Danfield. Put your hands together. They are responsible for this last year, and their daughter lives in LA. She couldn't be here, but she sent her a lot of goodies. All right, the Pantry show. If you want to check it out, you go to youtube.com
This is
I
a
look
record,
at
right?
Pantry.
She'd have all her homies
She'd
cook
have
the
a
food.
dance battle and the kids get prizes.
Raffle, yeah. She just really celebrated anybody. There's a story that I want to tell, but I'm going to keep it very short. There was a kid that got attacked in Belize. He was 6 years old. I don't want to say what kind of attack, but you can fill in the blanks. Mommy couldn't do nothing to fix the problem. It was a neighbor that did it to the kid. He lived out in the district, Orange Walk, Corzal, somewhere. Mommy read it in the newspaper. She packed a big barrel of toys and clothes for that kid. And she took it to Belize and she told the guy at the newspaper, I don't need to know who the people are. They don't need to know who I am. Just give it to them. The guy's like, no, I'm taking you to them. And she gave that little kid all that stuff. And, you know, she couldn't undo what they did to him, but that's her way of like, and she would do that all the time. She would just read things in the newspaper. I want to fix this. She didn't have no lot of money. She did a lot of this on her credit cards, okay? So when the thing came back again in 2016, that's when she was too weak to battle anymore. And then, you know, it overcame her. So some of the stuff that I want to show you, I've never shown publicly before because I just wasn't ready, you know. So my sister had hired professionals to do the photography and the videography, and I edited it and put it at my site already, but unlisted, and sent it to a few friends. So just a few snippets here in the church. Of course, this one.
But if you loved me, why'd you leave me? Why did you?
I played a little snippet of your song just now.
Oh.
2 lines. I was trying so hard not to cry when she was singing because I had to do the eulogy.
I was trying not to cry when I was singing.
Well, let me tell you something. Mommy loved people funeral books. They're programs. If I go to somebody's services and she didn't even know the person, she's like, bring back the book. I want the book.
I think it's just a cultural thing.
It's nosiness.
It's a Belizean thing. It's a Filipino thing. They love, like, because I know this. It's even a Korean thing. Because in that show, Kim's Convenience, they're taking pictures and they want a good picture for their funeral photo. Because they went to a funeral and the guy's picture wasn't good. They picked a picture of him on a roller coaster.
They're stupid, so they take it in earlier in advance.
Yeah.
They're stupid.
So the guy's funeral it's him going, and it's like, that's not a good picture for, like, you die.
So.
Oh, sorry.
Erase that.
Yeah.
YouTube didn't hear that.
You coming to the end.
So, yeah, she wanted to see the people book. She wanted to see if their picture was, like, becoming. She wanted to know the story out of the eulogy, stuff like that.
The quality of the paper the book was made out of.
And let me tell you, she took care of everybody's services in the family. My Uncle Les, my Aunt Grace, my Aunt Eileen, my grandpa, my grandma, everybody. So 3 months before she transitioned, her older brother, that was her right hand, he transitioned on March the 1st. And we had to fly home for the services, and my cousin, his daughter, asked me to write the eulogy. So I wrote it from here. It took me 8 grueling hours. Because when you write somebody's eulogy, you're not trying to put yourself in it. You're trying to put other people that they wanted to respect and honor in it. And I did all that. And then when the thing got home, the other family members' kids, they shredded it to pieces and made it so obscene. And it hurt my heart. I'm like, don't even put my name on that. So it was so painful for my mom to go through that because we really did a good job with it. And when I came back, I made a video and I cussed everybody out. I didn't cuss them bad words. I didn't put all their business on Front Street, but I put some of their business. And my mom, oh my God, she lived for that video. She showed it. She called, Dorothy, go look at the thing Babsy put on YouTube. Oh my God. So people who knew the family knew what I was talking about when I hinted shade at certain things. I still have that video up. I'm not going to tell you guys where it is because it just destroyed the whole family. And I don't care.
Savage.
I don't miss any of them.
Nah.
Because it gave my mom joy right up to the bitter end. She's like, oh my God, that video gave me life. So she was like, she could be petty. She could be petty. I'm not going to sanctify her just because she gone. So my cousin Troy, which is my mom's second cousin, Troy's dad was my mom's first cousin. Troy's grandpa was my grandmother's brother. So Troy is an elder, I guess, in the church. Troy, Jory's godfather. Oh. He was an elder in the church.
I was trying to figure out Troy's grandpa.
Yeah, Troy's grandpa Eldridge was my grandmother's brother.
Pause. Josh is outside.
Josh was outside? Okay, hold on 1 second. So Joshua went for a walk with Wednesday and he just came back, so we had to stop just now. So where we were in the story about the books?
Yeah, so she lived for being petty.
I love it.
And like, yeah, the more we talk about her, I'm like, wow, I'm really just like her.
She was so cool. Look at these pictures of her services, guys. This one where her cousin Troy is an elder in the church that he belongs to, so he officiated the services. We asked him. So Troy's my mom's second cousin because Troy's dad was my mom's first cousin. And this picture right here, Jada says, I want this to be one of my record albums.
It was gangster.
So cool. Yeah, so it was a painful service. I had to hold it together until I read her eulogy, because I wrote her eulogy, because after they shredded her brother's eulogy, she told me, look, let me tell you something. Nobody else is going to write my eulogy but you, and nobody else is going to read it but you, because I don't want nobody to get up there and say epitome. Because on one of the eulogies from my Uncle Les, one of my cousins couldn't read the word epitome, and he says epitome. And he's a whole college graduate with like a master's. So
Girl.
Shade, no shade. I know they're watching and they're going to see this and it's going to stir up the pot again, but I don't care because I hadn't called any names. All right. Yeah. So mommy could cook anybody under the table. When I was doing my cookbook, she did not want to participate in that cookbook. I tell you guys that all the time because she didn't want nobody to have her recipes. And then she decided to give me the recipes right when I was going to publish the book. She gave me like 4 or 5 good one of her recipes. And one day she came here, she did fudge with me, but she wasn't on camera because she was going through chemo in 2012. So she was just like at the bar stool telling me what to do. So that's not the video I want to show you guys. I want to show you the one when she came and did potato pound, because she did the whole video with me. So watch her do the opening right now. Hi guys, I have a special treat for y'all today. This is my mom. Say hi to my mom, Rosalie.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, Jada. I miss mommy. And then she showed us how to make the potato pound. Now, mom can do her stuff. So we did all the laborious stuff, and this is the potato, and we did 1.5 cans of the coconut milk so far. This is 2 cups of brown sugar. We're going to use some vanilla extract. This is some grated ginger, and we're going to need some butter, which I have melted in the microwave. So let's get started, Mom. All right, Mom, so do you want the audience to know anything at all about you?
Well, maybe you want to know why I'm all decked out in these warm clothes. But 2.5 years ago, I had stage 4 cancer. And from taking the chemo, I always feel chilly. And I try to keep myself warm. Otherwise, I'm all right.
And that's why she's wearing the hat too?
I crochet the hat. I make all colors.
All right, Mommy, so let's start. Here's the potatoes, and we put it in the blender and it's ready. So what do we do next? Add the sugar?
Add the sugar.
Okay, so she's going to be Vanna White today, and I'm going to do all the work.
Show your pretty hands, Grandma.
Yeah, show your pretty hands, Grandma. And by the way, Mom's not ashamed to share her age. She is 68 years young. She just had a birthday, May the 24th.
No, March.
March, what did I say? May and March start with an M. March the 24th. And she is happy to be alive and not worried to tell you guys her age. How could I mess up Mommy's birthday and say May, right? My dad's birthday is May. Her birthday is March. And she has the same birthday as my nephew Drew. And she did live to see one more birthday. March 2016. Okay, so it's blended in here, Mom. And see the ginger? It's just a little bit because we don't want to over ginger it, right? Put the whole thing?
Yeah, put the whole.
So we're going to put the whole thing in. And then the extract?
Yeah.
What, 2 teaspoons? Oops, guys, I didn't put the vanilla. And Mom was the one that gave me the theory on putting in extracts and stuff. There are certain things that uses vanilla extracts and certain stuff that doesn't. You have to use lemon or pineapple. Or maybe even almond too on some of them. How do you think we stand on the milk, Mom? You think we're going to
We
need
can
more
put
milk?
more milk. The more milk you put, the jellier it becomes.
Okay, you want to put more butter?
Yeah, put all the butter.
And we always make this with coconut milk, right?
Yeah.
Because that
That has a lot of fat in it.
Oh, okay.
You can use evaporated milk too, but coconut milk is better.
And I think for some of my viewers that are in the islands in the Caribbean, like Jamaica, Trinidad and stuff, you guys call this potato pone, P-O-N-E, but we call it pound, P-O-U-N-D. Right, Mom?
Yeah.
So more milk?
Yeah.
So this is the next half a can we're working on. Pour the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Pour the whole thing. And of course, this would be nicer if you made your own coconut milk. so how do you think this is coming?
Yeah.
Not more milk? We're good?
You can put raisin in it if you want to.
Okay, we only had a little bit of raisin and it's not enough to like make it look pretty, so we're not going to do that. Do we need more milk? You think? What do you think?
Lift up a little.
Want to lift up with a spoon better?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see how.
No, you can use that.
You sure? You can see it? Alright, so what do you think?
I'll put a little
Bit more? So if you guys can see this, I don't know if it's coming across in the camera, it's kind of thick like an oatmeal. And Mom says put a little bit more, so I'm going to open this other can and let her guide us. Alright, so I poured the can of coconut milk into this measuring cup and it comes to 1 3/4 cup. So let's pour, Mom, right?
Yeah, put the 3/4.
Put the 3/4. Let us see. You're right there.
That should be enough.
See, that's why I wanted her to help us do this because I really don't think the one that I have at the site, it tastes good, but the body of it, I wanted a different consistency to mine, all right? So, this is ready. It smells good, by the way. You can smell the vanilla extract and the ginger. And this is a 9 by 13 by 2 inch pan, and I've just lightly greased it with some butter. And we're going to go ahead and pour it in. Wow. This is going to be a nice big fat one. I usually tell you guys to preheat, but Mom says we don't need to preheat. Stick it in here like on the lower shelf. And I have all my shelves kind of stacked together. And then we're going to start off, see I have all my pots here for Easter dinner. We're going to start off with 450. So we're going to go to regular bake, 450 for 45 minutes. And then we're going to come back and show you guys what to do next. We set the timer on the oven for 45 minutes. So here it's time now to check on the pudding or the pound, the potato pound. Look how beautiful it is. It's bubbling and hot and just wonderful. Be careful, okay, because this is extremely hot like lava. I'm using this big spoon to just go ahead and stir it up under the guidance of Mom. And once I get it all stirred up, let's see what we do next. It still looks like it has enough liquid, Mom?
Yep. That's enough.
Yes.
And you lower the stove to 350.
Okay, so now we're going to lower the temperature to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. For how much longer? You don't know yet?
Until it's done.
Till it's done? Okay, so I'll let you know that at the end. Here it is 45 minutes later. Now I'm going to allow this to cool. Alright, you guys missed it. Joe just came in and said, did it cook? And the eye we both gave him, I wish Jada had the camera rolling. Alright, Mom, so take a look. So we're going to take this spatula and serve it. This is like a pudding. Come out, come out. Put this right here on the plate. Look at her inspecting. Alright, so this is what Mom said. I'm going to put a little piece on her plate because we don't want to spike her sugar. Just a little touch, Mom. You don't have to eat this whole thing, alright? Just a little touch. The people like to see when we taste the food.
Oh,
Mother. Alright, so Mommy said if we use the extra cup of coconut milk that we had left over, it would have become more jelly. To me, more like a applesauce type thing. It still tastes good, but I wanted more of a body to this. And we wouldn't have had to cook it any longer. So I cooked it 45 minutes after we cooked it at 450, right? 450. Then we lowered it to 350 and I cooked it another 45 minutes. So that's all we needed. And guess what? My mom didn't turn her back and do this. Mom, show me how you do the thing. That's when she's putting in ingredients in anything she's making. That's how she does this thing. So you guys are special because she didn't do that today. It's good. This is so worth it for me because it doesn't have any wheat in it. Since we've been doing that wheat belly thing. This tastes good. I like the consistency too. And just sweet enough with the sugar. Don't put too much sugar, okay? I know that a lot of you change the recipes and that's okay, but too much more sugar in this would be overkill. So, Mom, I'm glad you came to be with me on the show today.
Glad to be here.
So
What
do you think about how we taped the show? I know this was Easter, we ate
It's
and
a
everything.
long process.
Jada, show over there how we already cleaned up the Easter mess. See? Yeah, it's a long process because it took a while for this to bake and it took a long time for it to cool down. My mom got tired in between. It's like, when is it going to be over? All right, so hopefully we'll have her again another time on the show. But give her some love in the comments below, okay?
Bye, folks.
You see some of the cutaways. I'm trying to do the potato pound. I have not done potato pound in 4 years.
Yeah.
Since Grandma came and did that video, I have not done it. My sister is better at the potato pound than I am, though. I have to confess. She really has mommy's art of doing it. I kind of still suck at it, but I'm going to try. I'm doing half the recipe on this one. Yeah, anything else you want to add in, babe?
I just love how like mobster-ass she was. And if grandma's coming, you're gonna get something. Like even if it's not even anything super big, like she's gonna give you something. Or she's gonna write you a check.
Oh, she had that $20 handshake.
Oh yeah, that $20 handshake. And then she go, Jader. Because I don't know why everybody just nicknamed me
British.
for Jade.
It's British.
It's Jader. She loved that. Jader. Here's $40. Don't spend it anywhere. It's for lunch.
Jada's her only granddaughter.
I was her only granddaughter. And we shared a love of lemon pie.
It's not was, it still is. You're still the only granddaughter. She loves lemon pie.
And I would sneak it to her, which was bad.
And even up to the last few days before she got sick and went into the hospital. She was sick in the hospital for 1 week. Oh, I almost didn't show that part. Look at how many people were here waiting in the waiting room for her when she was sick. Because she told me, if I'm ever on dying, that's the way these people say when your transition is imminent. And she says, I want everybody here. So I called everybody when I felt it. And everybody came. Her brother came from Belize. My brother came from Florida. And everybody came. And this place was crowded just to be there to support her. And she was in her right mind right up to the bitter end. She was. And one of her so-called friends called and cussed me out after she transitioned because she goes, I thought you said she was getting better. I said, from the surgery, because she had a block. They had to unblock her intestines. But the doctor already told us it didn't look good, but I don't know what's wrong with people nowadays, I swear.
The audacity.
My sister had thrown her a surprise birthday party. No, well, the party was not a surprise, but my brother was a surprise. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that video to pop in here for you guys. And also, she threw a party for my brother when he turned 50, 2016, September 2016. And we were all doing the 10th of September march around. And then suddenly she bust out bawling and everybody rushed to her side to see what was wrong. And she said, I don't know if this is going to be my last 10th of September celebration, which was my brother's 50th birthday party. And it was. Sadly, it was. She never had another 10th of September. And she wanted to give me a 50th birthday party so bad because I was going to turn 50. She passed away June 7th, 2016, and I turned 50 August 14th, 2016. And she was giving me like the money, go book the venue, go this, go that. I think it was giving her hope that she'd be there for it. But I felt the type of way, and I'm like, no, mommy, wait, I want you well first. I want you to get over this bout first. I thought she could beat it a third time. But she didn't. So I don't want the video to be sad, though. I don't want it to end on a sad note. But just know that my mom was beautiful. Ever since the day she was born, she was gorgeous. Dark brooding eyes.
Gorgeous baby.
Beautiful melanin. Gorgeous baby. Gorgeous growing up. I don't think she had an ugly phase. Just a really gorgeous, gorgeous lady. Her name was Rose.
She had an afro phase.
Rosalie. She had an and that was bomb diggity too.
That was. Her afro was nice.
She lived in New York
tight.
in the late 1960s. I think it's when I was little, because I lived with my grandma. Me and my brother lived with my grandma when I was young, when I was a baby. So she went away for a while to work, to send money for my dad so he could finish his education in Canada. She did everything to support her husband and her children. But yeah, I hope that this gives you a little bit of an insight. I hope I covered everything, right, babe?
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, I'm glad Jada did it with me today. So, Rosalie Adele McNabb. Well, her maiden name was Gomez, and beautiful, beautiful person, beautiful soul. I'm sure that all her friends in Belize miss her because they tell me that all the time on Facebook. She was so kind to them, and so many people were praying for her. But she made it through twice. And we're never going to forget that she had 3 good years when the thing first attacked her. All right? So get your checks, get your PAPs and stuff, because she was getting those checked, and 16 years prior to the thing coming on her, she did receive some bad, what do you call it, squamous or something like that.
Especially women out there who have recently been diagnosed and are feeling tend to feel hopeless.
Let us have faith and pray.
And I feel like the doctors dropped the ball, but we're not going to get into that right now. But just get checked and follow up into it, okay? So I hope you enjoyed when we made the potato pound, and now it's time for me to go taste. You gonna taste some with me, Mama?
I guess.
You don't really like that.
No.
She doesn't like that. You don't have to taste it. She doesn't like the texture of the potato pound.
Like baby
so
food.
yeah. I don't know if you guys were aware of the fact that I was actually making the potato pound again as I was editing the video. That's why you saw some cutaways. You know what I noticed? That video that I was using back in 2015 sucked. Look how beautiful this thing is. This is exactly the color that it had when I made it with Mommy. It's supposed to look brown like this. This is like a true color of the thing. That thing looked green. In the video it looked green. So let me go ahead and taste. This video was a very hard video for me to do. It took me 4 years to do this because I wanted to do it from a place when I had a little bit of distance, you know, in the grieving, and it was still painful. I cried several times. I cried when she told the story about the airlines. I cried when my brother surprised her. Boy, it's hard. When you've had a fun mom like my mom, it's very hard. Now, I shared with you that she was talented, very creative, very talented. And she was a brilliant storyteller. But I think the most important thing that I want to leave with you guys is the fact that she was kind. She was so generous beyond all measure. Always thinking of the next person. When she was laying up in her sick bed, her friend Carla's father-in-law, I think, passed. And Mommy was like, Bubsy, help me. I need to send money. I need to send money. I said, for what? They need to bury him. We need to... And that's how she was. So if I can leave you with one thing about my mom, let's be kind to each other.
Hold my hand as we walk down this cold dirt road. Hold my heart and never let it go, 'cause you're leaving me and you're not coming back now. Yeah, you're leaving me. I'm dying quite soft.